Welcome back to the channel. This is the Action Figure Grader, and after a week off, I did bring back another what to buy on eBay video, although the pickings are somewhat slim here in the US. I found a lot of UKG and things like that over in the UK, but here in the US, the inventory is pretty sparse. So this video will have a lot of comic books, mainly because there are some really nice ones at auction, and I did include some Go Collect price data for all of these books, or most of these books that are at auction. So we'll get to those in a second, but appreciate those of you watching the channel. Appreciate your patience while I was away last week. And in the video description, there will be eBay affiliate links for all of these items in case you want to place a bid or make an offer to help out the channel using those affiliate links. So I'm sorry that this inventory maybe isn't what you're used to, but there just isn't a ton out there. I did find a few nice vintage collection, both here in the US as well as in the UKG, that are at auction right now. So I wanted to show you those. The Muffin Man, we obviously cover this seller's items all the time. He's got a bunch of vintage collection as well as vintage Kenner items with both making offers or at auction. So go check out their other inventory. I just picked out a couple. The first being a VC29 unpunched Kit Fisto graded UKG 90% gold. So all of his items that are at auction end on Sunday, but he does have some graded TVC and vintage Kenner that are also making offer options. So he's got, again, the Kit Fisto, and then he also has Grand Moff Tarkin VC98 unpunched. That one is a UKG 90 and is at auction and in Sunday, but go check out their other items. Here in the US, we have an AFA 8.5 Darth Maul with the Darth Maul offer. I've always liked that. This is obviously the original issue Darth Maul unpunched US card. That one ends Tuesday evening. No bids yet, but AFA 8.5. And then we have an AFA 85 with the 3-tier grading, the not the modern grading, but the 3-tier. And this is the original issue Ahsoka, VC 102, 85, 85, 90 are the subscores on that. So now's a pretty good time to pick up the original issue Ahsoka graded, because it's really dropped in price a lot. And that one ends in 8 days. So that one's going to be going for a while, but it is at auction. VC 102 from 2012. And ARC Trooper Lambit Seeker. So the Gaming Greats Lambit Seeker ARC Trooper. This one is an AFA 9.0. And that one ends Sunday evening. So lots of graded TVC for sale. Either make an offer or buy it now, or at auction. So go check those out. I've got a bunch of comics, mainly because I just couldn't find much Kenner stuff here in the US. So I wanted to show you a few awesome comics that are at auction. First is Wolverine Limited Series #1, signed by Frank Miller. Obviously, Frank Miller's getting up there, long in the tooth, and it's a pretty iconic book that he drew. And this one is at auction and ends Saturday evening at 10:30 p.m. And for most of these books, I did include the Go Collect sales data that'll help you with pricing in them, as you're bidding. But this one, Wolverine Limited Series #1, signed by Frank Miller, typically goes for $950 to $1,000. Believe it or not, that's a big number. But his signature does command a big premium, kind of like Todd McFarlane. So maybe you get it underneath these prices. I'm just giving you an idea of where it will probably sell. So $950 to $1,000 on that. You might get it for up sub $900. I've seen a couple of Frank Miller signed Wolverines that have sold for sub $900. Here's one. I just couldn't price this one. I'm sorry, but this is Wolverine #3. Great cover, and it's signed by Hugh Jackman. It's very tough to get anything signed by Hugh Jackman, and I could not find any sales data. I would guess around 500. That's what, anytime a big star signs a comic and it's a CGC 9.8 signature series, it usually goes over $500 pretty easily. So that's again a rough estimate. I have no idea what it's worth, but that's at auction and ends Sunday evening. That's a seller that I've bought from in the past. Silver Surfer number 44. This is a newsstand edition. It's a little harder to find a newsstand for 1990s books, but this is the first appearance of the Infinity Gauntlet. It's a great cover with Silver Surfer and Thanos. And this one's at auction from Jaybird, a pretty well-known seller. And the newsstand edition of Silver Surfer number 44 in a 9/8 typically goes for $300 based on the Go Collect data. So that's a great book and very tough to, or a little tougher to get in a newsstand. One of the biggest books there is. This is a gold book for mine next year. I'm trying to hold off the whole year if I can before I buy one. This is freshly graded, perfectly centered, beautiful colors. And this is ASM number 300, the origin and first full appearance of Venom. Pretty amazing book from Todd McFarlane. And this is as good as it gets in terms of presentation. This is a really nice looking copy at auction from Jaybird. This one ends Monday evening. And the Go Collect data says that the current value for this book for the direct edition ASM number 300 in a 9.8 with white pages is going for $23.50. I think it's going to go for more than that, personally. I think this one is a really nice copy. It's freshly graded, really nicely centered. I think this one's goes for closer to $2,500. So keep that in mind, but hopefully you get lucky and you get it for less than that. Next up, we've got a newsstand edition of Marvel Team Up number 141. This is tied with ASM 252 as the first appearance of Spider-Man in his black costume. So this is a big book, and it's a newsstand edition as well. And this one's at $285. The fair market value based on the Go Collect data is $725 at the top end. So try to get it for under $725 if you can. You might get it under $700 in an auction, but that's a big book. Next up is Secret Wars number 8. I don't know why they all ended up being Spider-Man black suit Spidey books, but this is what it is. These are just what I found that I thought was interesting and worth bidding on. This is the origin of the alien symbiote that eventually becomes Venom. This is a pretty timeless cover from Mike Zeck and John Beatty. And this is the direct edition in a 9/8. This is at $200, and the fair market value is $475 based on the Go Collect data. Some Star Wars books. We got Star Wars number 41 in a newsstand. This is the first cameo appearance of Yoda in Standard Comics. Pretty well-known book and harder to find newsstand edition. The current bid is $83, and the fair market value, according to Go Collect, is $290 to $300. So try to get it for under $300 if you can. Another big one. This is Clone Wars number 1, the first appearance of Ahsoka and Captain Rex in comics. This one is at auction and ends Sunday evening. And right now the current bid is $338, and the Go Collect data, this one is selling for around $880. So try to get it for under $880 if you can for Clone Wars number 1, a pretty awesome book. I've already got this one in my collection. So on to some vintage Kenner items across the wide spectrum of prices. We're going to start off with some affordable stuff. We've got a Dewback, 100% complete without any broken reins, according to him. And, it's a little tough to tell for sure. It looks like maybe it's cracked right there, but I can't tell. I haven't held one of these in my hand in a while. That one looks like it might be cracked a little bit. It says unbroken, so it is cracked. So this is a budget-friendly item for sure. $425 is the current bid, and that one ends Sunday. On the other end of the spectrum, we've got a Toll Toys Jawa. Toll Toys Jawa. This is ungraded, but the seller is in Australia, which is where these originated, and this one appears to be the correct figure. He digs into the COO information from Variant Villain, and so he's been, very careful to say that, he's done the research to confirm, and he also confirmed that it's the correct rounded blaster. So that is a nice looking item. I think it's legit. It looks legit to me. The starting bid is less than what these typically go for. You can see the modeling on the arms. That's another very common trait for the Toll Toys Jawa. But this is a very, very expensive variant, even in mid-grade. This is probably about a 75 grade, if I had to guess. And the starting bid is very low. It's at $1,900 US dollars or 3,000 Australian dollars. I don't know if it's going to sell or not. It does have 18 watchers on it, and I think it's worth that price, but I have a feeling he's probably going to have to potentially drop the price if no one bids. But you know, I see AFA 75s go for $2,500 to $3,000 all day long, and this one is starting at 1943. So I think it's worth that number personally. You know, I'm factoring in grading costs and things like that, but I think that that's probably a very fair price to pay for this particular figure. Next up, we got an electronic battle game with a make an offer option. It's open, but it's working electronics. I just thought that given the difficulty of finding this particular item, that I just thought I'd show this for those of you looking to kind of build out your collection with oddities. This is a true oddity, but it's a really cool item. And it's got working electronics for $100 with a make an offer with a pretty nice looking box as well. So I thought that was nice. We've got an AFA 85 Taiwan Luke Jedi Knight. It doesn't label it anymore as Paleface, but that one looks like the Paleface Taiwan. That's a pretty well-known variant. Very pale. He kind of looks like a pasty Boss Bounty. Obviously much better looking than Boss Bounty, but this is the same skin color that Boss Bounty has, so that's very nice. AFA 85, it's at auction, and the current bid on that one is $56 and ends next Tuesday evening. And I've got a lot of UKG items because that's where I thought a lot of the nice items were. Now, am I saying that this is worth $1,000? I don't know. But this is a very clean R2 pop-up lightsaber with a very clean sticker. Usually the sticker is very yellowed, but look how clean that sticker is. That's a very nice looking pop-up lightsaber R2-D2. Last 17, graded UKG 85%. But the main reason I included it is because it does have a make an offer. The seller does ship to the US, so keep that in mind. But that is a very clean sticker on that R2-D2 pop-up lightsaber. They usually yellow by now, but that one looks case fresh. Toy Town, a pretty well-known seller in the UK. They've got a ton of loose graded items, vintage Kenner items. I just included one, but go check out their other items on eBay. In their other inventory. This is a UKG 80% die-cast Millennium Falcon with a make an offer option. So there you go there. Treasures from the Attic also has some new inventory, very hot inventory, painted helmet, Boba Fett, some tri-logo, uncracked limbs, Boba Fett's, lots of other cool items. I thought this was the best deal of all of the inventory right now. This is a dark brown hair, chocolate brown haired Hong Kong Luke Farm Boy. So you can see there, it's got the dark brown hair. That's got the UKG 80% new K-Style for $467. I've seen them ungraded go for that price. So that's a pretty decent deal there. But go check out their other inventory. This seller in the UK has a ton of graded baggies, and they're all very reasonably priced, like $175 to $200 US dollars. So very tough to find this particular baggie, which is a Palatoy O baggie for the Gamorrean Guard. That's a tough one to track down. That one is only $200, but usually any Gamorrean Guard baggie goes for that price, even ungraded. They're just really, I don't know what it is. Like some characters, like General Madine, are easy to find baggies for, and you know, from the Return of the Jedi line, and then others like the Gamorrean Guard are nearly impossible to find. So I thought that was a really good deal, but this seller does have a bunch of others, and they all have make an offer options. So if you're into graded UKG baggies, go check out that seller's other items as well. A couple of other items from the Muffin Man before we wrap up. He's got some ungraded tri-logo mid-grade mocks. So this is the tri-logo Stormtrooper Garde Imperiale. This is an unpunched example with obviously heavy rippling to the blister, but that's a pretty nice budget-friendly item that should end at a reasonable price. That one ends Sunday afternoon. And then the Klaatu is a very tough one to track down. This is about a 75 grade, I think, somewhere in that ballpark. But Klaatu's a tough one to get. We saw an AFA 85 that sold for over $1,000 from CIB a few months back. But if you're looking for a filler for your collection, this is a good one to get, because it's not easy to find this particular character for some crazy reason. I have no idea why. So that one's at auction and ends Sunday afternoon as well, and probably in about 75 grade condition. So anyway, don't forget to use the eBay affiliate links in the video description. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll be back soon.